Warning. 30% of the Sky King Hammer's power has been forced open. System alert. Body damage at 93%. Only 30 seconds left. Alert. System upgrade progress is now at 63% complete. Right in the village center, a massive cyclone rips through, tearing everything to pieces in its path. Taino panics and yells, "Grandpa, get inside now." But Onigobu just stands there, looking creepy and calm as hell. My great-grandpa told me about this lightning. It is the sign of the Beast King's arrival. Kevin swings his staff, summoning dark skeletal magic into the air. He reads my mind. That fighting spirit, thinking you can take me at level 12? I will crush you and steal your skills. Kevin sneers. You think that trick can stop the law of destruction? Look at you. You are broken. It is over. Stupid human, consider it an honor to fall under my law. Chu Josi silently gathers energy. Warning. 30% of the Sky King Hammer's power is being released. Warning. Body damage at 93%. Total failure in 30 seconds. System notification. The update process is now officially complete. At the same time, Fu Lin is getting sucked into the vortex. The system screams about the dangers of this massive power overload. Alert. Body damage at 94%. Only 26 seconds until the end. He never lost sight of his real goal. No matter what, Fu Lin, this mess is your fault, but I have to kill him. Even with you here, I can't use my transformation spell. Getting angrier, Kevin dumps even more mana into his attack, obsessed with erasing Chu Josi from existence. Chu Josi is wrapped in a mysterious aura, his eyes burning with a wild, rebellious fire. A speed boost finally kicks in. He grabs the girl and bolts. Fu Lin is completely dizzy from the impact, crying out for Chu Josi behind her. Warning. Body damage at 95%, 21 seconds remaining. Constant magic explosions make the whole ground shake. Kevin is cocky. With his near-infinite body, he thinks he can tank any hit they throw. This is the end. Chu Josi shields her through the quakes. She looks up, relieved she is alive. A magic vortex flies like an arrow at his back. Chu Josi stays put, shielding Fu Lin. Warning. Damage at 95%, 18 seconds. He is shocked by that insane grit. His resistance to the law is spiking. They dive back into the chaos, clashing in massive waves of raw energy. Chu Josi stands tall in the storm. His power is massive, and it is making Kevin panic. No way, this is impossible. You broke the law? At level 12? This weird power is actually pushing him back. Chu Josi's magic is starting to take over the fight, flooding every single corner of the sky. The magic vortex is stopped cold. My law is shattered? How did he break through my rule? Seeing him fading, she asks if he is okay, but Kevin isn't done. He is still coming at them. Warning. Critical condition. Body damage at 96%. Only 16 seconds remaining until total system death. He sneaks in a new surge of energy while the kid is exhausted. Kevin is still in total shock. How is he moving? His body should have hit its absolute limit by now. Exhausted but not done, Chu Josi strikes back with everything, aiming to disable his opponent's weapon for good. Enemy weapons can be neutralized or totally destroyed. This forced effect depends entirely on the adventurer's power level at that exact moment. He smirks. That is one annoying spell. Kevin is reeling from the speed. Damn it, too fast. My turn now. Chu Josi lands a brutal combo, leaving Kevin no room to even breathe. Those hits are so heavy he is practically pinned to the dirt. Spitting blood, Kevin wonders, how did he shut me down? How is he so calm under this pressure? Who is this guy? Standing tall, he gives a warning. Mage or wizard, it really doesn't matter. You can't beat a fighter in a close-up brawl. If you want me to fall, I will take you down with me, even if it costs my life. Warning, 30% of the Sky King Hammer released. Body damage at 98%. Only 1 second until total collapse. Update progress is 72% complete. Chu Josi's face begins to shift. How can the power of the law be like this? He is in total denial. You think you can drag a genius like me down? Even without the staff, the law continues. Kevin rages, dropping his ultimate twin ice dragon move. A massive, ferocious magic dragon roars as it confronts that toxic snake. Body damage has hit 99% and will reach 106 seconds. System update is currently 75% complete. Intense battle as the giant viper clashes with the mighty thunder dragon. He slams his axe down with pure, raw power. Don't think that's enough to face the thunder dragon. In a heartbeat, the viper is split in two, totally crushed. He's speechless. Is this really defeat? The impact hits like a meteor strike, obliterating everything nearby. Fu Lin covers her face, absolutely terrified by the scene. Master Light flashes like a jewel about to explode in the town square. Dragon scales drift away, leaving Chu Josi standing there, totally spent. At his limit, he collapses. Frozen by critical damage, the alert screams that body failure has passed 100%. Update at 80%. Enemy eliminated. Now, harvesting the opponent's power to push the system to the next level, Chu Josi lies on the ground, opening his eyes to realize he is still breathing. Mission accomplished, even with these brutal wounds. Suddenly, he is warped away to a different space. Warning: player is currently knocking on death's door. Divine Selection System update finished. Rebooting now to unlock the enhancement feature, detecting and absorbing the primal power of the Ice Wind Earth laws. Power source used. Version update 100% complete. Reconstructing body after the level up. Power surging from level 12 all the way to level 18. Current class: warrior. Gear includes black camo armor and fox beast clothing. Weapon is the black light blade. Skills: chain lightning plus copied Ice Wind Earth laws. Combat power: 25,000. Next morning, the sky is hauntingly clear. Sunlight streams through the window, warming Fu Lin as she slowly starts to stir. Fu Lin wakes up, groggily calling out for Chu Josi. Master? But only Sakura is there. You're awake? Fu Lin bolts upright, panicking. Who the hell are you? Where's Josi? Where am I? What about my master? Sakura looks confused. Wait, you mean that guy Kevin? Her face drops, eyes turning cold. He is dead. Fu Lin freezes, unable to process what she just heard. Sakura explains slowly. When I arrived, his body was already completely broken by my young master. Perhaps Kevin was jealous of his raw potential and tried to steal the power inside. Just goes to show what a disgusting, low-life scumbag he is. Fu Lin hangs her head, body trembling. Master is gone. He is really gone, she chokes out. Suddenly, her eyes fly open as tears begin to flood her face. But what about Chu Josi? I saw his body vanish into thin air. Sakura stands up with a cold expression. That is none of your business. If you had not helped my master last night, I would have sent you to the grave too. You are not trustworthy. Now that you are awake, get out. Suddenly, the door swings open and a voice rings out. Sakura, she did not do anything wrong. Fu Lin stares at the door with desperate hope. The person appearing is Chu Josi. He leans against the doorframe and says softly, I am doing just fine. But the sight leaves Fu Lin absolutely speechless. Chu Josi looks like a total stranger, nothing like the guy she used to know. Level 18. Class: warrior. Gear: black camo armor and fox beast outfit. Weapon: blood axe. Skills: chain lightning and copied Ice Wind Earth laws. Combat power: 25,000. Fu Lin realizes that is her master's Ice Wind Earth power he is wielding. How did you get that power? Chu Josi gives her a vague, dismissive answer. When I woke up, I was already like this. It seems tragedy became a blessing as the system upgraded and pulled me back from death's door. He stares at his hand. The extra energy was enough to boost me up 6 levels instantly. Classic Kevin. My skills have swapped to Ice Wind Earth laws, and I can feel the power surging through me. He looks up with a curious look. Fu Lin, where were you last night? She clutches her chest, feeling a deep sense of betrayal. You do not trust me because of what happened to Master, do you? Sakura remains stern. My intel says the Master never ordered anyone to that area last night. It was likely a trap set up to ambush my Master. You were his student. You should have known his true nature. Hearing those suspicious words, Fu Lin decides to finally walk out of the room. Her eyes go dark as she takes several steps toward Chu Josi. He remains calm, facing her head-on without blinking. Before things get out of hand, Sakura steps in to block her. What exactly do you think you are doing? Fu Lin pulls a small handkerchief from her item bag and gently hands it over to Josi. I planned to give you this last night. Sakura gasps in shock. A scarf? Chu Josi takes it quietly, remembering the words she said to him once before. Fu Lin blushes, confessing. I was afraid you would leave without saying goodbye, so I came to see you. I am not great with my hands, so I used magic to help. If you hate it, just toss it. Chu Josi calls her name to stop her. Fu Lin, that is enough. But she is already breaking down, tears falling fast. I do not know if Master truly understood you, but he raised me and taught me magic since I was a kid. I cannot just forget that. Even if you go after my Master, I refuse to just sit here and be helpless. Let us just act like we are strangers from now on. Seeing her breakdown, Sakura looks at Chu Josi with concern. Chu Josi looks at the sky, taking a deep breath to steady himself. He watches her small figure disappear into the woods and whispers a quiet thank you. Ciola is still deep in thought. Kevin really tried to take out the boss, but when she found him, his body had already healed at high speed. How does a level 12 rookie take down Kevin? Suddenly, Chu Josi calls her name, snapping Ciola right back to reality. Yeah. Chu Josi lowers his voice. Last night, Kevin came at me with total hate. I almost died. But you saved me. I thought we were actually friends. Hard lesson learned. Never just trust anyone out here. Ciola looks at him, totally confused but curious. Boss, go on, she says. I have no clue what your plans are, but when I was drowning in despair, you were the one who kept me going. Chu Josi looks at her more gently now. Maybe your past is still a secret, but when you are ready, I am here. Ciola freezes up. Her hands are shaking and her face turns bright red as she gives him a quick nod. Chu Josi turns around and gives a quiet order. All right, let's move out. He holds the scarf like it is some legendary treasure. He can almost see Phil's face, glowing with pride while making it. He cherishes the gift and wraps it around his neck. Ciola follows behind without a word. She starts digging through her bag. Pulling out an old notebook, she crosses off a line and whispers a thank you. They walk side by side into the deep forest with danger everywhere. Cut to the gate nearby, and it is absolutely packed with people. Suzuki rushes after Chu Josi. You are seriously going in there all alone? Once you sign up, there is no backing out, and it is dangerous. Look around. Everyone else has a full squad. He uses his energy to pull the files right from the man's hands. I will be fine, he says. Suzuki just stares, totally shocked, while Chu Josi looks back with total confidence. I am way stronger than I was before. Levon, level 18, warrior, black camo armor, beastman fox gear, skills, lightning chain, ice and earth mimicry, battle power, 250, Sanda says in a low voice. He calls to ask if President Suzuki recruited Chu Josi. Then he slowly leaves the center of the battle formation. One of the main guild bosses, S-rank hero Levon, is on the field, but his actual power is still unknown. Somewhere else, the leader of the Glory Guild smiles. Another S-rank hero, Levon, with power levels that are off the charts. The person on the other line laughs. These days, everyone is fighting to recruit the best young talent. Sanda, why are you talking so quietly? Surrounded by the wreckage of the battlefield, Sanda puts up a barrier and says it is just some minor work. If he actually joins the alliance, we will see what he is really made of in the next tournament. Luger, the heavy hitter of Wrath Dragon and an S-rank hero, he approaches to report that the team is finished. Sanda stays on the phone. We need to dig deeper. He looks back coldly and says the rest can wait until the tournament starts. I am hanging up now. On the other end, the man puffs his cigar and asks if he really thinks this is just a minor issue. You are really moving fast. Luger holds the dying man to keep him awake. Sanda looks at him. It has been a while. If you had just agreed to the deal back then, things would be different. Lut shakes, but his voice is still steady. We are not changing our minds. I have been doing this for years, and I am ready for the end. Sanda grunts, annoyed, and delivers the final blow. Then let it end. After finishing him off, he tells Luger to handle the rest and turns to walk away. Luger nods, saying he has got it. Amidst the ruins, the man slowly makes his exit from the area. Outside, the desk clerk looks shocked. You going in solo? A level 18 in a dungeon alone is not going to make it out alive. You think I am worried? Chu Josi says there is no rule against going solo. I am in a rush, so just sign me up. The form says, level 18, warrior, skills, lightning chain, ice and earth mimicry. Combat power, 250. Mamoru yells, asking if he has a death wish. Ikari hears the noise and walks over, saying if he wants to go, we can't stop him. She takes the paperwork and scans every single page. The name on the file is Chu Josi. He is registered for 6 dungeons, 3 rank C, 2 rank D, and a brutal rank B. The record shows that solo players get 0 medical support. Chu Josi ignores Hikari's little games, grabs his files, and says he understands. Mamoru is shocked that the guy is totally unfazed by how hot his sister is. Hikari realizes her charm did not work. She hides her frustration behind a fake smile and wishes him luck anyway. He looks at the missions, doing the math. 6 dungeons, but only 1 day left. Suddenly, he sees a noisy group by the entrance. The master blames her for losing the staff. Getting a new one from another guild is going to cost a fortune. Han sits on the ground crying, saying she did not mean to. The monster appeared so fast that she just panicked. That staff sold for 21 million yen and we needed it. The master sighs. We are exhausted and out of potions. Going back in is suicide. We should try to negotiate with another guild and see if they have a similar staff available. Chu Josi speaks up. Excuse me, can you guys clear a path? Thao moves aside, looking totally confused. Wait, are you seriously going into the dungeon alone? Video taps his shoulder, noting how out of place the guy looks. Total rookie. He then asks Thao if he really plans on trusting a stranger like that. Thao gestures for him to keep it down, saying he gets it, but they shouldn't be so quick to judge people they don't know. While they're busy whispering, Hannah steps up all sweet and asks Chu Josi to fetch her lost staff from the dungeon. The guys behind her are completely floored by how bold she's being. Thao immediately pulls her back. He gives her a quick scolding, then apologizes to Chu Josi, explaining that their team dropped a staff near the exit during their own run. If he manages to find it, they will give him a rare item as a thank you. Chu Josi stays stone-faced and cold, replying that he flies solo and doesn't do teams. That simple answer leaves the whole group absolutely stunned. Thao stammers, asking if he's actually going in alone, while Hid starts digging to find out what level this guy really is. He suspects this kid might be a rank B hero, even though he looks way too young for that kind of title. Before stepping through the gate, Chu Josi calmly mentions he is only at level 18 and holds a rank D title. Su freaks out, warning him that entering a dungeon alone at that level is basically just a suicide mission. Thao chimes in, insisting this isn't some playground to test your luck, and Yu adds that he will be dead in minutes. Thao awkwardly introduces their 5-man squad, starting with their mage. They have got a priest, a rogue, a tank, and a warrior. All of them are around level 10. He honestly warns him that one tiny mistake in a rank C dungeon means game over. Chu Josi really needs to watch his step in there. Not even waiting for the lecture to finish, Chu Josi walks through the gate. He just tosses a quick thanks and says he is on a tight schedule. He is officially inside the rank C dungeon now, locked and loaded for the fight ahead. Yasu lets out a frustrated sigh, calling the move reckless. Now they just have to hope another team shows up to help them out. Meanwhile, Hid just watches him go, convinced the kid is just a lucky rookie who is way too overconfident after some high test scores. But Thao senses something is off. Chu Josi is way too calm for this. He doesn't look like an inexperienced amateur at all. Current status Chu Josi has officially entered the rank C dungeon. Beyond the gate, he finds himself standing in a desolate pitch-black cavern. He quickly gears up for combat. Scanning the area, he realizes this is his very first time in a stalactite cave. Suddenly, his system kicks in, activating his Divine Eye passive skill for a full analysis. The data shows it is a limestone cave filled with dark energy attributes. There is rock and water everywhere. Monsters here range from level 20 to 25. With a 30% darkness rate, the system suggests using fire, light, or holy skills. Chu Josi finishes checking his gear and is finally ready to start his mission. He notices the divine selection system has been upgraded, though there are not many obvious changes yet. Next, he summons his lightning sword. His stats pop up level 18 warrior, rocking black camouflage armor. He is wearing Fox Beastman gear, wielding the Blood Mist sword, with copied lightning chain skills and a total combat power of 25,000. The system panel also confirms that compatible items from any world can be used here without any annoying restrictions. He has not gone far before spotting a massive, muscular beast lurking deep in the shadows. When the monster turns, its glowing red eyes pierce the dark, waking up the other creatures nearby. It is a level 22 Chivumo. Chu Josi looks at these weaklings and just gives a cold smirk. He notes this dungeon feels way more peaceful than the hellholes he is used to. It is perfect for testing his new elemental laws. He swings his blade, channeling the law's energy directly into the Blood Mist sword. The weapon surges with an unusual wind attribute, ready to unleash massive power through the edge. A crazed Suigumo charges straight at Chu Josi. He triggers his law ability called Storm. With just one swing, a violent vortex erupts, causing the monster's body to vanish into thin air instantly. Seeing that raw power, Chu Josi coldly realizes that with this kind of strength, he could easily reach the top of the dungeon rankings. Even with just his legendary destruction law, gathering more would let him crush much higher-level enemies with ease. 15 minutes later, outside the dungeon entrance. They are worried that no other teams are coming today. Thao clicks his tongue, knowing that if nobody finds that staff, their mission is a total bust. Hearing that, Hannah just bows her head, looking completely guilty as she apologizes. Suru stares at the dungeon gate, noting that 15 minutes have already passed. Chu Josi probably isn't coming back alive. Yu nods, agreeing with the grim thought. He says that with all his experience as an adventurer, seeing rookies vanish like this isn't exactly rare. Just as he says that, the dungeon gate suddenly flashes back to life. The whole group freezes when the speakers blast an announcement a new record has been set. Mamu stares at the files, totally blown away. How did this dungeon break a record in just 3 months? Hikari is like, which squad pulled this off? He tosses her the folder and says it wasn't a team at all, it was a solo run by that same kid. Notifications are popping off everywhere. Hirosuke Chu Josi cleared the pit in 1533, smashing the old 1954 record. He is officially the first person to ever solo this absolute nightmare. Everyone's jaw drops as Chu Josi strolls out the gate looking chill, like he didn't even break a sweat. Thasugo is straight up fanboying. Hannah is eyeing that staff on his back with a cold stare, while Chu Josi scans the crowd. He asks quiet but with a voice that demands respect if this stick belongs to them. Plus, he is kind of annoyed about breaking a record and getting 0 loot. The second he appears, Mamoru and Hikari rush over to see if it is really him. They are asking if he is really the level 18 legend who just smashed the record, while telling everyone to clear the way. Thao can't believe they got the staff back, and Hugh is losing it over the record time. Hannah, being Hannah, just asks if he wants to join their party. Chu Josi is like, "Yeah, it is yours. Found it while wrecking the level 3 boss Tsuchigumo, so I figured I would just grab it." Hearing him play it off so cool just breaks Thuo's brain. He is skeptical that a level 18 could be this beastly, but honestly, this kid is the most impressive low ranker he has ever seen. Mamoru starts to speak up. Mamoru politely asks who this record-breaking Chu Josi is, while Hikari steps in to double-check his ID. Totally annoyed, Chu Josi tells them to hurry the hell up. He has got places to be and things to do. Hikari is still tripping that this kid is the real deal. Meanwhile, Mamoru is busy logging the new 15-minute 33-second solo record. Once the paperwork is done, Mamoru invites him to the Hero Alliance headquarters to pick up a special prize for that insane personal record. Chu Josi could not care less. He just waves them off and heads for the next dungeon, saying he is too busy to join and he will deal with it later. This move leaves everyone standing there with their mouths open. Thaugo shouts after him, asking if he ever sleeps. Even Hannah is worried, pointing out that he does not even have a priest tagging along to heal his wounds. Chu Josi just touches a scratch on his face and shrugs. He does not need healing, that last run was just a warm-up. That flex absolutely rattles the whole squad. Thu's jaw is on the floor. A warm-up? You are saying that world record was just a warm-up? 20 minutes later, he is in a C-rank dungeon. The system shows a ruined wasteland with earth and spirit vibes. Monsters are level 22 to 28. 36% darkness recommending water skills, along with ice and earth. Chu Josi tells himself he has got to move faster if he is going to clear every dungeon today. He realizes that with the new system update, he is going to need some solo time to figure out all these new perks. After hiking for a bit, he finally hits the entrance to the boss room. Pushing the gate open, Chu thinks about how he has not had a single day off since he got that crazy divine selection system. The doors swing wide and a new battlefield appears. He tries to hype himself up to keep going, but suddenly stops. Something feels totally wrong. Standing right there is this elegant-looking woman wearing a dress made entirely out of dirt and rocks. It is the boss, the Dark Lady. She starts talking like she has been waiting for him to show up all day. Chu just tilts his head, bummed out that she is not the shadow type he wanted. He is actually surprised to find a humanoid monster here. He starts thinking back to all the info about the dozens of monsters and shadows popping up annually. The lady slowly raises her arm to cast a spell. Mana starts swirling everywhere as she gives the brave hero a super sympathetic greeting. Chu is actually a little shocked when he sees that massive wave of magic heading straight for him. He instantly fires up his divine eye to scan the attack. Turns out it is a mental strike designed to trigger illusions with power based on their level gap. Keeping his head clear, Chu figures this is just like magic from another world. This beast uses illusions to mess with people's heads before finishing them off. He looks around and notices all the scattered skeletons. Those are definitely the remains of the suckers she already beat. The Dark Lady is not giving him any breathing room. She goes right back on the offensive. But Chu activates his Divine Eye Shield. It blocks all non-physical attacks for 3 hours, but it has got a 24-hour cooldown. When her attack does absolutely nothing, she looks stunned. Now she is getting suspicious and plans to turn up the heat. Chu Josi smirks, thanking the system for this insane new passive skill that puts him light years ahead of everyone else. He knows his rival is just a total joke now and lets his blade fly with zero hesitation. Blue light flashes in the Shadow Lady's dark eyes before she fades into nothing, whining about her pathetic loss one last time. Outside, Mamoru gets the word and absolutely flips out. Chu Josi just shattered 2 C-rank records and is already soloing a third. Hiroki fumbles with another phone call, admitting there is basically zero intel on where Chuji actually came from. He is not from some elite family or big-time guild. He lived in the slums before Suzuki recommended him, and they are watching him. Thazu's crew is just standing there, stunned that Chu Josi soloed and broke 2 dungeon records in under 1 hour. They are betting he will crush the last record too, since those D-rank dungeons are not even a challenge anymore. A massive crowd is gathering at the final C-rank dungeon, whispering about how this D-rank hero named Chu Josi is stealing the spotlight. Just a second later, he steps back out into the open air. Faint trails of blue energy still glow around his body. The system keeps flashing new record alerts. Hero Chu Josi cleared the entire dungeon in just 36 minutes and 28 seconds. He set a brand new record, crushing the old solo time of 46 minutes and 54 seconds on his first try. The record for this dungeon now officially stands at 36 minutes and 28 seconds. Fans swarm him immediately with massive offers because Chukisiro just broke every single record for those 3 lower-tier dungeons. We are from the Desert Guild. Join us and we will give you whatever you want. Or try One Eye. We just want to break records. Chu Josi plays it cool and turns down the offers from the new guilds while leaving the Hero Association. Sorry, everyone. I work better alone. Then someone asks if he is really going to keep pushing his luck. Look, I am not joining a guild right now. I am in a rush, so move it. Someone else just stares in awe. Do you not need to rest? If you are wiped out, let our priest give you a quick energy boost. The priestess steps up and asks to heal him, even offering to follow him into the dungeon to keep him safe. Chu Josi just walks through the crowd, turning them down. He is fine. A cocky smile hits his face because his new passive skills totally stop fatigue. I do not feel exhausted at all after clearing out those dungeons so fast. That B-rank dungeon is next, and it will be tougher. Good thing this fatigue reduction skill is permanent. It cuts stamina use way down whenever his total combat power is way higher than the enemies he is fighting. After that, he goes on a massive winning streak, setting records left and right in those brutal D-rank dungeons. Notifications for broken records keep popping up on the system. He is basically rewriting the history books for D-rank. Mom Malu watches Chu Josi head into the next dungeon and starts talking. 2 D-rank dungeons went down in 10 minutes 33 seconds and 1 minute 6 seconds. Did you tell the academy yet? Hikari looks stressed and says she already reported it. It looks like he is actually going for the B-rank dungeon. Outside the management office, Suzuki is blowing up Chu Dioji's phone, but he is not getting any answer at all. He stares at his screen and grumbles that he should at least get a heads up about what is happening. If I were a hero, I would be in there. The dungeon agency closes in 3 hours and I am losing it. Suddenly, Suzuki sees 2 guys sprinting inside. They are shouting that he is actually in there right now. I just heard the news myself. He grabs one of them and introduces himself as the Hero Association president. What is the big deal inside? The guy shouts back that a D-rank hero just broke 5 records in a row. He is soloing everything, and word on the street is he has some kind of insanely powerful secret skill. We came here to see if the legends are true. The guy is Chu Josi. Suzuki thinks for a second that he must have some serious backing from a powerful group. Suzuki realizes something and screams for Chu Josi. Back inside, Chu Josi grabs his sword and keeps on pushing forward. Everyone around there is talking. That is Chu Josi, the D-rank hero who is actually about to enter the final B-rank dungeon. He steps through the gate while every single person watching just stands there in total shock. Everything goes dead silent, as every eye in the place follows his every single move. Some arrogant jerk scoffs that this D-ranker Chu Josi must be pulling some kind of massive scam on everyone. Soloing C and D rank dungeons is one thing, but hitting a B rank solo? That is just straight up ridiculous. Junbei nods along. This dude seriously just went in there completely solo. How is a D rank scrub gonna survive a B rank dungeon alone? If this guy was actually legit, the big guilds would have scouted him already. Bet some big shots or fans are bankrolling him to fake a record. He is probably popping illegal power boosters or stims. There is no other way. Facts. We are D ranks. We know B ranks are suicide. He is hiding something shady. Sun Hai sneers, I will bet my last dollar he is not walking out. Key stammers trying to defend Chu Dios. Hey guys, chill out. I saw him breeze through a C-rank dungeon. He is not just some nobody. Shut it! If he is so legendary, why is he still stuck at D rank? Key backs up Xuan Ti. Straight facts. He is either lying or has rich backup. Normal hunters would die in there. But the system already confirmed the win. How is that possible? Suddenly, heavy footsteps approached. Everyone turns. Someone yells, it is the Wild Rose Guild. Vice Captain Edith, level 35, and Captain Loren, level 38. They just cleared a dungeon and are cutting through the crowd. Those rose emblems on their gear look sick. Hajime is totally stunned. Best C-rank guild around. Their captain is a beast at level 38. They held the B-rank record. 47 minutes and 15 seconds. Total madness. They break records just to prove they are the strongest around. Independent guild, no leash. Mad respect. Then Tai sneers. What are they doing here? Chasing rumors about Chu Josi? Lin silences everyone. Is it true a D rank named Chu Josi is soloing this B rank? Yeah, that is the guy. He speedran 3 C rank dungeons in a row. It is totally weird. A D rank soloing a B rank? That is just asking for trouble. He is using banned stims or getting boosted. Loren wonders about the record. If he is legit, he is a monster. But for a D rank? Sus. Edith shrugs it off. Why even bother thinking about it? He is cheating. Those stims will fry his lifespan anyway. We own the B rank record. No tiny D rank is taking that from us. If he is juicing, ban him. Check his blood when he walks out. A D rank? Seriously? I do not know. He looked totally chill after the last C rank clear. Edith gets triggered. A nobody like him thinks he can challenge us? D rank weaklings trying to play with the big dogs? This might be fun. Loren stays calm. Cheating or not, soloing a B rank is a massive flex. If he survives, we rethink things. Edith starts whining again. Captain, no way. Loren cuts him off. I am just talking about skill. If he is actually good, I will recruit him to the family personally. Arguments fade into whispers at the gate. Inside, everything is ash and smoke. System pops up with Chu Ju's player stats. Level 18, Warrior, Black Camo Gear, Fox Beast Suit, and the Blood Sword. Lightning Strikes, Skill Mimic, Earth Defense, Power Level, 25,000, Massive. Turns out B-rank dungeons are a whole different beast with a totally different scale compared to those low-level ones. Still, Chu Josi keeps moving forward on his journey, just vibing and talking to himself along the way. My old records were enough for the Rookie League, but I really want to test my limits in B rank. This is getting interesting. While on the move, a notification from Divine Eye suddenly pops up. Divine Eye analysis complete for this B rank dungeon. Terrain, 12-kilometer meadow. Monsters, level 30 to 35. Dark attribute spawn rate, 45%. Recommending wind, fire, and earth skills. Chu Josi stays chill. He scoffs, level 30, huh? Most of these weaklings are at that level. Should be fun. If the boss has a dark attribute, things will be even better for me. He stops to scan the area. Let's see if the darkness in this world is tougher than back home. I am really looking forward to this. Always down for a fight, Chu Josi charges right in. Come on, monsters, show your ugly faces. His heavy sword swings down, ripping through the air with insane power. Everything gets tossed aside in a wave of pure destruction. The whole area shakes like it is tearing apart. The pack of beasts quickly senses an intruder nearby. Suddenly, a twisted shadow wolf emerges from the dark. Specs are up. Shadow Wind Wolf. Level 30. Attributes: wind and dark. Special trait: lightning fast. Its razor-sharp claws can slice through armor, but the belly is wide open, suggesting a lightning and earth combo. Getting the intel he needs, Chu Josi just smirks and says, perfect. Another massive sword strike drops, hitting the wolves with a lightning blast that leaves them twitching. One tries to counter with its sharp claws, while the other lunges forward, teeth bared in a total rage. He gives them props for the effort but follows up with a finishing move. That was totally clean and decisive. The next slash connects, and one beast instantly shatters into a cloud of dust. The other one tries to strike back, but gets blocked by a magic shield. It still will not quit. It keeps charging straight at Chu Josi, but he activates the Window Indo skill to end the fight with one lightning-fast counter move. The monster gets blown back, its heavy body slamming into the stone before going completely still. Finished with that mess, but Josi is still not satisfied. He clicks his tongue and lets out a sigh, thinking he should upgrade his gear in the other world. These guys are tougher than the low levels, but it is way more exciting. Is that really all? Bring on some real monsters. As if on cue, the moment he speaks, the ground starts shaking violently beneath him. Waves of beasts surge out from the smoke like a tide. His sword is now completely stained with monster blood. Chu Josi looks at the pile of monster corpses at his feet and finally feels satisfied. It has been forever since he could go all out like this. Suddenly, a massive roar echoes, catching his attention and drawing his gaze immediately. Elite Stone Rhino, level 32. Attribute: Earth and Dark. Its thick stone armor gives it insane defense. It is almost unbreakable unless you hit a specific weak spot. Switching up the attack plan right now. Target the eyes. Recommending elemental magic or poison. Every step the beast takes sends tremors through the ground. A bit surprised, but Josi jumps right in. His target is the elite beast. He slashes right at its head, but that thick stone armor eats the entire hit. Now Chu Josi finally feels the real challenge. He mutters, "This is tough." As soon as he lands, the rhino locks on and charges right at him. He channels his mana to block the massive charge with a shield. His mana drops fast, but he smirks. Huge body. But this guy is definitely not slow. Still want more? The rhino does not stop. It is already gearing up for the next strike. Josi finds his rhythm again with a grin. Still coming at me, huh? The rhino's cloudy eyes burn with rage as it lunges. This time he dodges easily. I do not have time to play with you. You, big guy. Chu Josi quickly spots the opening. So, your eyes are the weak point after all. One decisive slash. The system notifies him immediately. Solid defense shattered because you hit the weak spot. Josi's emerald eyes light up. Game over. Thunder Crush, tear it apart, it hit the vitals. The rhino's scream makes the air shake. Lightning ripples through its body until it can no longer stand and collapses. Finally took it down. Josi is pretty drained too. Fighting elites like this is really pushing my gear to the limit. Without divine support, using pure weapons is a real struggle. He looks at his heavy sword, realizing he needs to upgrade his gear in the other world as soon as possible. Getting stuck in a boss fight would be bad news. Divine Eye shows weapon compatibility at 46.3%. Output power is not enough. Effects are way too basic. I need high-tier weapons with flexible passive skills. Josi sheathes his sword, wondering if B rank is this tough. How insane are higher levels? Even without a weapon, slaying high-level monsters still sounds like a blast. If it is a shadow boss, even better. Outside the B rank dungeon, everyone is buzzing. Still not out? The guy sneers. 20 minutes in there means he is already dead. Jung yawns. Kid is too cocky. Getting jumped by level 30 mobs is a death sentence. Dungeon Control is about to call his time of death. Wild Rose's run was legendary. Level 30 rhinos and the boss? 1 minute 5 seconds? Nobody is touching that record. All eyes are on Wild Rose right now. Someone tries to defend Josi, but Edit shuts them down immediately. You think we are weaker than a D rank? 20 minutes means he is toast. If he survives, test him for juice. Banned potions come with a price. Sweep a B rank solo? No way. He will be lucky to leave alive. The crowd agrees. B ranks are different. 20 minutes? The kid is history. Lin stays chill, eyes glued to the portal, waiting for Josi. Challenger Chu Josi, D rank. Status, fighting. Time, 20 minutes 17 seconds. Solo C rank record 1, 15 minutes 33 seconds by Chu Josi. Record 2, 26 minutes. D rank record 1, 10 minutes 33 seconds. Lin reads the board, stunned. A D rank clearing mid-tier dungeons this fast? She thinks of a wild possibility. 20 minutes? Any normal D rank would have folded. Ed asks what is up. She just whispers, "It is nothing." Lin stares at the screen. Is he actually still in there? Challenger Josi, D rank. Status, fighting. She clenches her fist. This is impossible. Deep inside the B rank, Josi finally hits the boss lair. A massive stone door looms, covered in ancient glyphs. Josi feels the pressure. Creepy statues scream bad vibes, but he reaches for the handle anyway. Let us go. Sorry to keep you waiting. Thick fog drags him inside. He steps into the shadow boss domain. Level 45 poison sword boss. He sneers. You came alone? Eye of God scan. Level 45, shadow boss, high intelligence. Insane defense, lightning fast, and deals mental damage. Weakness. The heart. Use lightning or fire. The boss laughs at the tiny adventurer. Josi's body starts shaking. Screaming in fear, just quit. Josi snaps back. I am not scared. He looks the boss in the eye. I am actually getting hyped. Taking down a shadow freak sounds fun. Plus, I need your sword. The boss freezes. No one has ever talked to him like that. He stands up, intrigued. Bold move, human. You want my blade? Cold air blasts out, turning the room to ice. Josi smirks. Mana explosion, let's go. I am wiping everyone out today. The boss asks, You really want my weapon? Damn right. I am taking it once you are dead. Boss just sneers. He snaps, swinging his blade with pure hatred. Shockwaves rip through the room. Josi scans, mental shock attack, 15-meter radius, mental corrosion, and 10% stun chance. Dodge or counter. Josi smiles. An area attack? Bring it. He leaps back, dodging the frostblade and creating some space. Just like that, Chu Josi managed to zip back to a safe spot. Seeing his hit do nothing, the demon poison sword froze. You dodged? Cute. But that was just the warm-up, kid. He slams his blade into the ground, freezing everything instantly. The ice under Josi starts cracking. He just stays calm, activating his god eye. Data pops up. Ice domain. 30-meter radius. 30% slowdown. 5% chance of a 5-second freeze. Advice. Break the ice with lightning or bail out fast. Josi stares him down. Do not think you can shut me down that easy. He grips his sword tight, veins popping as lightning surges through him. A massive bolt strikes down, shattering the enemy domain. System says skill neutralized. Chain lightning is on a 30-second cooldown. Josi lunges forward now that the field is clear. Now is the time to strike. His greatsword swings for the boss, but the blade passes through like he is hitting thin air. He is stunned. The health bar barely moved. Just a tiny scratch? Are you kidding me? The demon sword sneers. Stupid. Your little hits are like mosquito bites. Josi leans back just in time to dodge a nasty counter. Another scan. Results show 75% physical resistance and 90% dark resistance. This guy is a tank. Tip. Strike the heart with light or lightning. Josi mumbles while dodging. Tough shell, hitting the soft spots. He puts everything into his legs and leaps off the ice. The boss just laughs. Still trying? You never learn, do you? He slashes down, but Josi barely dodges as the blade grazes his cheek. The boss is shocked he predicted the move. Without hesitating, Josi teleports right behind him, charging up his chain lightning for a hit. He grips the hilt, activating Ice Seal. Let's see if you can handle this. The blade glows, piercing his chest and draining his health. A painful scream echoes. Josi smirks. Guess you are not so invincible after all, are you? The boss's eyes change. Human, you are better than I thought, but do not get cocky. He raises his sword. Too much ego. God Eye scans again. Target locked. Physical damage plus a 20% slow for 5 seconds. Josi, you gotta dodge or reflect this. Josi tries to move, but this move is a lock-on. There is no running from it. He uses energy absorption to tank the hit. His health still drops hard. He pants, realizing this boss has insane defense and speed. Josi charges, yelling for him to stay still. His sword drives right through the monster's chest. Purple fluid sprays everywhere. The boss shoves him back, furious that a mere human actually pushed him this far. Warning, shockwave coming. Mental scan shows a wide arc ahead, high knockback risk. You need to get behind him right now. Josi circles to the back. The next strike lands right on the old wound, bleeding him out. The boss stares. How do you keep guessing? Josi stays calm. Because your moves are obvious. The demon sword chuckles. Does the little human actually think he can win? He roars as power explodes. This is no ordinary fighter. Josi tenses up as black wings suddenly sprout from the boss's back. Note: Demon Poison Sword has reached his final form. God Eye is scanning now. Stats are up. Power plus 50%, speed plus 30, defense plus 20. Watch out for the Black Ice Prison. No weaknesses. Josi smirks. Using your final form already? He raises his sword. Let's see who has the bigger surprise, ugly. System alert. Heaven King Hammer is ready. Outside the Rank B dungeon, a huge crowd is gathered. Lin sips her tea, deep in thought. If Josi breaks the record, she worries it might hurt the guild's reputation. Yan walks over to pour more tea and asks what is up. Lauren thanks him but looks sad. Yan says the guy is a beast and could break the record. Lauren is shocked. Yan recalls that even when mocked, Josi just ignored everyone. Thinking of that cold face, he knows Josi is not just some random reckless kid. He is real. Loren nods, whispering about how steady he is. Suddenly, a loud noise comes from the distance. People are gossiping that using boosters will ruin his life or leave him totally broken. They even joke about eating their hats if he makes it out. Yan says the quiet ones are the most dangerous. Back at the Rank B boss room, the final form demon sword faces off against Chu Josi. Josi is covered in glowing golden lightning. The boss is wary of this strange power. It does not feel like it belongs here. He admits Josi is not the strongest he has fought, but definitely the most surprising. Josi just tells him the show is starting. The boss lunges in a rage. Fine, show me. They clash instantly, moving so fast the human eye can barely track them. Their insane speed turns the whole room into a blur of overlapping streaks and colors. Josi fires up his God Eye to analyze. The enemy is in peak condition, speed up 30%, combat power up 50. Attacks are now buffed with a mental corruption effect within a 10-meter radius. Watch out. Strategy. Use Ice Seal to keep your speed up and wait for the perfect moment to strike back. Chu Josi watched the strike, totally shocked by the enemy's raw power. Man, that is fast. He did the math taking this thing head-on would leave him trashed with no exit strategy. So, he charged in for a counter and fired up his Ice, Wind, and Earth Law. Josi swung to block, but his blade was no match for that raw, crushing power. The strike grazed his face, leaving behind a bone-chilling, icy sting. He scrambled back, HP dropping to 50%, but still flashed a cocky smirk. Not bad. He suddenly leaped and teleported behind the beast, ready to unleash a brutal counterattack. Josi kept the pressure on, unleashing a flurry of strikes toward the enemy. But the slash did 0 damage. The poison sword demon just laughed, mocking his weapon like it was nothing more than a pathetic little bug bite. He swung a massive hand with razor-sharp claws at Josi, aiming to crush the kid's pride once and for all. Even while talking trash, the demon was secretly impressed by Josi's insane agility and his lightning-fast footwork. Despite getting suppressed and watching his HP bleed out, the guy stayed cool without a hint of fear. Josi had no clue what the demon was thinking. He just stayed focused, dodging every strike with total calm. The poison sword demon lost his mind, cranking up the pressure to see just how long Josi could actually hold on. A swarm of icy spikes suddenly materialized everywhere, trapping him inside. God's Eye immediately scanned the move, a massive area of effect skill spanning a 50-meter radius. It deals frost damage and mental interference, with a 30% chance to freeze the target for 5 seconds. He scrambled for cover as an ice shard grazed right past his face. Leaving a nasty scratch, Josi realized the attack range was just too wide. He quickly spotted a better position and funneled all his power into his core to maximize his defense. A massive ice pillar erupted, slamming Josi back and sending his HP into a freefall. Simultaneously, the system warned that his peak physical state had dropped 60% in efficiency. The demon's brow furrowed in shock that the kid was still breathing, but he mocked him, saying victory was impossible with such low HP. With that, he charged forward to settle the score once and for all. He declared the fight was over and told Josi to regret his own reckless choices. Suddenly, Josi just dropped his sword and whispered something under his breath. It is finally time. His hand glowed with a brilliant gold light, illuminating everything around him. He planned to use the boss's own recoil against him by using God's Eye. Josi gripped his weapon tight, waiting for the exact moment the enemy slipped up to summon the Heavenly King Hammer. A cold, murderous intent flashed in his eyes, filled with absolute determination. Seeing Josi charge again, the demon scoffed, thinking the kid was totally out of steam. Suddenly, a massive, beastly shadow began to swirl around the boy's weapon. He figured that thanks to his newly upgraded divine selection system, the hammer's power jumped from 3 to 10%, allowing him to fuse the laws of ice, wind, and earth with added wind and lightning. Josi focused, pouring every bit of that elemental law into his weapon as the system flashed an immediate confirmation. System alert. The ice, wind, and earth law has been successfully integrated. The weapon took on a wind attribute, but his human body struggled to handle the hammer's raw energy, nearly shattering both his arms. Even so, Josi gripped the handle tight, forcing every ounce of his strength into his trembling arms. The system confirmed his peak state was now being applied specifically to his hands. Damage neutralization reached a solid 68%. Josi charged ahead with everything he had, yelling, "Watch this!" He finally unleashed the finisher, sending the demon flying into the distance. The demon screamed in panic as his HP tanked at an impossible rate. Josi prepared to land the final crushing blow. The fight ended as the demon was literally sliced in half. His sword went flying, burying itself deep into the cracked ground. Josi landed safely right next to his new loot, though the recoil from that last hit made him cough up blood. He downed a recovery potion to get his HP back, though his hands were still shaking slightly. Josi reached down and grabbed the demon's sword. Looking at the guy's fading body, he just smirked. "Well, how's that? Surprised?" The system officially announced that Josi cleared the trial. His time was 45 seconds, absolutely crushing the old record of 1 minute 51. A pillar of golden light appeared as a mechanical voice confirmed his first ever solo dungeon clear. The new record of 45 minutes and 36 seconds earned him the Spirit-Slaying Blade, a dark mental weapon. After hitting level 20 from 18, Josi became a warrior. His current gear now included the black camouflage armor set. The prisoner set, the Spirit-Slaying Blade, and his chain lightning strike skill were all ready. With his elemental laws, copy skill, and a power level of 27,600, the crowd outside the rank B dungeon waited in suspense. Suddenly, the system blared out. Hero Josi cleared the rank B dungeon in 45 minutes and 36 seconds, shattering the old record of 1 minute 5. History just got made. For the first time ever, this dungeon was solo cleared in exactly 45 minutes and 36 seconds. That neon 45:36 crushed the Wild Rose Guild's old record. Everyone is staring. Edis just stands there, totally speechless. No freaking way. The crowd is losing it. A solo run like that is basically supposed to be impossible. Lynn bolts upright, eyes glued to the dungeon gate. She cannot believe it. Chu Josi actually pulled off the unthinkable. The staff is buzzing. Where is he? Josi just broke the world record, but the dude is still nowhere to be found. Suddenly, the gate explodes with blinding light. A massive gust of wind rips through the room from the inside out. Everyone covers their eyes, totally confused about what is happening. Then, Chu Josi slowly emerges from the shadows of the portal. He is carrying his loot, the massive poison sword. He looks cold, powerful, and honestly, terrifying. The whole room just goes dead silent. A few people start whispering. They are wondering if the blood on his clothes belongs to him or the boss. It is creepy. Josi stays quiet, thinking this place is way too crowded and he really does not want to waste any more time. He needs to find Chairman Suzuki fast. He has to register for the Super Rookie Tournament over at the Hero Association headquarters. Suddenly, some guy pushes through the crowd and yells that Chu Josi must be using illegal performance enhancers. Edis jumps in immediately. He says there is no way a regular guy gets those numbers. A D-rank hero beating a B-rank dungeon boss? That is just straight up impossible. The crowd quickly turns on him. They think he is juicing and want answers right now. Josi stays cool, telling them he has urgent business at the association and zero time for their drama. Edis pulls his weapon and blocks the way. He challenges Josi to a one-on-one duel to prove his strength and validate that record. Josi just gives him a cold stare and drops one word of pure disrespect. Garbage. Seeing his chance, Edis starts riling up the crowd even more. Josi scans him. He is the vice captain of the Wild Rose Guild, a level 35 mage with 18,000 power. Josi warns him he will regret that attitude. Just as things get heated, Lauren steps in and seriously asks Josi to prove his power to everyone. She says the result is too crazy for a D-rank hero. Josi just shrugs and asks, "So what?" She explains that everyone is suspicious and they deserve a real answer, especially the heroes who fought here. This result means everything to them. Josi turns to a staff member and asks for the time. They tell him it is around 5 p.m. He gives a quick nod, looks around coldly, and says he has a little time to accept the one-on-one duel. The crowd erupts in cheers. They cannot believe that after taking down a B-rank boss, he is still down to throw hands with the Wild Rose vice-captain. Edis scoffs to himself. What an idiot. Trying to solo after a boss fight is basically a suicide mission. He is walking right into a trap. Plus, Edis just mastered a devastating new skill called Elemental Burst. He is confident this expensive auction magic can paralyze his opponent. He will cycle the elements and then trigger a massive explosion of raw damage. Even if he is hiding his true power and is actually a C rank like me, I can still end this in a heartbeat. At the same level, a mage's burst is basically unbeatable. Sunlight starts shimmering off the nearby lake. The announcer yells out the rules. No killing allowed. Both fighters face off, waiting for the signal to start the fight. Just a reminder, the no-kill rule is an official regulation for all hero duels. It is strictly for settling scores. The goal is just to find a winner, not to actually end someone's life or cause permanent damage. Weapon in hand, Edis shouts his name. Vice Captain of the Wild Rose Guild, level 35 mage, power level 18,000. Josi awkwardly introduces himself as a level 20 warrior. He keeps it quiet that his real power level is actually 27,600. Telling them would just make things messy. Edis just sneers at him. Scared to show your stats? Or are they so low it will prove you are on performance drugs? Whatever you are taking has zero side effects. Impressive. Josi lowers his voice. Once I show my real strength, you will be paralyzed with fear. Edis just laughs and swings his axe. Big talk. Let us see if you are still talking after I crush you. Lauren watches them closely. Suddenly, her eyes go wide with total shock. Josi just calmly rests that massive greatsword onto his shoulder. Lauren remembers being told that impulsive addicts never stay this calm. The staff member raises a hand and shouts, "Go!" Edis raises his axe high and brags that he is going to end this in a heartbeat. A blinding light glows from his axe. He yells out with total confidence, "Take a good look at the difference in our ranks." He is sure this hit will knock Josi out cold. Lauren frowns. Using Elemental Burst right away seems like a bit much, doesn't it? Chu Josi stands frozen, his blade catching the light. Suddenly, he is a blur, vanishing from thin air before anyone can blink. The crowd is busy fangirling over Edit's skills, totally missing Josi's move. Did this dude seriously drop his ultimate already? Where does he get this energy? He has been brawling all day and still looks fresh as hell. Edit is all hyped up to pop his elemental skill when Josi suddenly teleports right in his face, stopping him cold. System alert, strongest body mode active. 36% energy is surging straight into his right fist. Josi throws a punch with a smug smirk. Look, I am only D rank because I have not bothered ranking up yet. Edit's eyes go wide, trying to scream, but Josi's fist shuts him up permanently in front of everyone. Edit gets launched, hitting the water like a brick, and passing out instantly. Then, the system pings. Vice Captain Edit of the Wild Rose Guild, level 35 mage, combat power 1800 taken out in one hit. Lauren's jaw drops. One shot? Seriously? Could I even have dodged a punch like that? Veins are bulging on Josi's arm, his eyes ice cold and terrifying. He looks around at the entire group and asks who else wants a piece. Everyone is shaking. If Edit got wrecked in one hit with 1800 combat power and a weapon, they are toasted. Loren is sweating. If this guy is this insane at level 20, how terrifying is he going to become? EG just shrugs and walks up. I told you this kid was a beast, but even I did not expect this. Get Edit some help. As they carry him off, Loren finally starts to breathe. She stands tall and says, Hero Chu Josi, your power is the real deal. On behalf of Wild Rose, I acknowledge you. Josi just says, thanks. A staffer screams out Josi's data is officially verified. Combat stats, level, and records are all legit. No complaints will be heard today. The crowd is buzzing. This guy is a monster. Soloing a B-rank dungeon and one-shotting Edit? He is easily C-rank. Man, I feel like a jerk now. Josi ignores the noise and walks out. Loren watches him, thinking he might hit S-rank. Maybe she will get to join him. Outside the dungeon, a sleek black luxury ride is waiting for him. Suzuki's face lights up when he sees Josi. He is practically tearing up. Amazing! You cleared a B-rank solo in 45 minutes? I am the first to get the news. Finally, I found a real gem. Suzuki claps him on the back, beaming. The Super Rookie Tournament kicks off tomorrow, and today is the deadline. I was worried you would not make it back. You did not just survive, you set a record. Let us head to the Hero Association headquarters. Josi just nods his head. The car peels out, heading for the city. Cut to the Hero headquarters under the glow of the night lights. The intake staff is losing their minds. You updated every single dungeon record in just one day? This is actually insane. 45 minutes, 35 seconds for a solo B rank? Pure genius. Suzuki tells them to hurry up. He is entering the Super Rookie Tournament as a sub. The staff bows, saying, "Yes, sir." Procedures are finished. Chu Josi is officially signed up as a reserve for the Super Rookie Tournament. Everything is good to go. Make sure you are on time tomorrow. Josi thinks to himself how surprisingly polite she is being to him now. In any world, power is the only thing that talks. On the outside, he just gives a cool nod. Suzuki's eyes are glowing. You are just a sub, but you made it. This competition is brutal, so it is all on you. The whole future of the Hero Academy is resting on your shoulders. Josi smirks and whispers, "The Super Rookie Tournament? If I win and rank up, that is the fastest way to the top. Once I hit C rank, I can finally buy that regeneration pill at the auction to fix Karina's legs." Back home, soft moonlight fills the room. He gently pulls the blanket up for Karina while she sleeps. His eyes soften. "Karina, I will get you walking again soon," he whispers. He quietly shuts her door and collapses onto his bed, too tired to change. He pulls up the system. Reaching level 20 unlocked rewards he was too busy to check. The screen flashes level 20 special rewards. He taps the menu, feeling a rush of pure excitement. It confirms he hit level 20 and can claim his prizes. Does the system seriously give out gifts for every level? The first reward is a divine upgrade for a skill. It will turn his abilities into absolute weapons. Second, reward the strongest body update. It boosts his defense 60 times over and lets him control his center of gravity. Josi's eyes light up. I get to pick which skill to evolve. This is absolutely insane. My current skills just aren't cutting it anymore, especially when I'm squaring up against these high-level elites. Recalling that last brawl, he jumped up. Reward number 2 gives 60 times defense, finally fixing his weak physical stats. After taking so many brutal hits, he'll finally stand firm. Chu Josi hits confirm, and a blinding light explodes everywhere. The system pings reward 2 received ultimate body upgraded. He lifts his shirt to check the gains and just says, "Wow, 60 times defense is insane. Usually my own energy bursts wreck my body, but now I can handle the recoil easily." Then the system pings again. Reward number 1 is ready time to choose a skill for a major upgrade. He eyes his chain lightning strike. It's his best move for now, but he still needs to hunt for something deadlier. Gold light flares again. Chain lightning evolves into heavenly thunder. The range explodes 100 times, from 3 to 300 meters. All old limits are gone. Now he can spam attacks on targets for 10 full seconds within a 5-meter radius. Chu Josi is floored. 100 times the range plus a 10-second combo radius? This power is way beyond what he expected. He flops down, thinking about tomorrow's Super Rookie Tournament. Time for some shut-eye. He hasn't had a real sleep in ages. Suddenly, Sayora flashes through his mind. A weird, sinking feeling hits him like she's caught up in some serious trouble right now. He shuts his eyes. Once this is over, he'll head back to that other world with this new power and save her. Next morning, they're cruising down an empty back road. Suzuki is behind the wheel, dropping some final advice before the big event. Resources are tight at this rookie tournament, so don't play nice. Ranking is everything. Everyone is going all out, so you better stay sharp. Chu Josi fires back with a cold, sarcastic edge in his voice. Risking my life? I've been doing that since day 1 as a hero. Seeing him like this, Suzuki can't help but feel worried. The kid has definitely leveled up, but he's also grown a lot colder than he used to be. He tries to break the tension. Oh right, this tournament is inside a massive dungeon deep in the mountains. It's huge in there. Word is, a legendary S-rank hero once punched a hole straight through that mountain with a single blow. That's why they call it One-Hit Mountain. That hero was a total beast. Chu Josi looks intrigued. One-Hit Mountain? A legendary S-rank? Sounds weird. What makes them so different from all the regular S-rank heroes out there? Suzuki sees his interest and says it's just rumors, but even within the same rank, there are massive power gaps. The car pushes toward the towering mountain ahead. Suzuki adds that whether that legendary warrior actually existed is still a total mystery. I've only heard the urban legends myself. The car comes to a halt, and he announces they've finally arrived. Chu Josi hops out and is floored by the view. This is it, the battleground for the legendary one-hit tournament. A massive cavern mouth opens up in front of them. Chu Josi mumbles to himself. So this is One-Hit Mountain? The raw power of a legendary S-rank hero, no matter how often I hear it, it still sounds insane. Suzuki adds, wild, right? It's even bigger inside. My jaw hit the floor the first time I saw this place. I'll drop you at the gate. But after that, you're on your own. A staff member waiting outside asks, You Chu Josi? This way, please. Suzuki gives one last warning. Stay sharp in there, kid. Make sure you come back in one piece. Chu Josi walks in looking cool as a cucumber. Don't sweat it. I've got this covered. Inside is the Super Rookie Arena. Tons of warriors are already chilling in the main lobby. Chu Josi grabs a map and scans the room. The Hero Union is right here. He circles the room using his God Eye. Member number 1, Good Luck, 36, C rank warrior. Combat power 16,500. Member number 3, Cherry, level 36, C rank healer. Combat power is 15,500. Member number 2, Fabian, level 36, C rank rogue. Combat power 16,000. Josie notes they're all young C ranks with killer stats, total elites. Finally, he steps up and says, Hi, I'm Chu Josi, level 20 warrior. Here is the Hero Union backup. They just look at him with total disgust. Level 20 and only D rank? Why would the Union send such a weakling here? Fabian sneers, not holding anything back. You should at least be C rank. Look, backups can play, but we aren't looking to carry any dead weight today. Cherry figures he must have connections. Whatever. We just need to play hard so he never actually has to step onto the field. Josie ignores the shade, casually takes a seat, and tells them good luck. He knows his goal is crystal clear, and nothing else matters. He needs to help the team win and secure that D-rank hero certification for himself. Only with that license can he hit the auction to buy the rebirth pill. It's the only way to help Karina walk again. Thinking of Karina, his resolve hardens. He has to win, no matter what. Right then, a wave of mocking laughter echoes through the whole room. Is this level 20 D-rank trash a substitute hero now? Has the Hero Alliance really run out of people that badly? Everyone turned toward the door, totally annoyed. The C-Chart Guild, one of the 5 major powers always clashing with the Alliance, strolled in with pure attitude. There were 4 of them, from right to left. C-rank Monk Lev at level 35 with 17,000 power, and level 37 Warrior Black Sword rocking 17,500. Then there is Gun, a C-rank warrior sub with 16,000 power, and Fire Devil, a level 36 mage sitting at 16,500. Chuosi quietly realized their combat ratings outclassed his own team. It was no surprise they were acting like such aggressive jerks. Cherry whispered a warning about the 5 factions and 3 great guilds that were constantly gunning for the Hero Alliance. Even if the bosses play nice, conflict is inevitable whenever there is real money or power on the line. Fabian spat out, Look, D-rank sub, they are clowning you. Black Sword smirked, arms crossed, calling a D-ranker a substitute hero a total joke. This time you guys are definitely going to meet a miserable end. Fen snapped back. The Hero Alliance is the top-ranking organization. The game is not over yet, so watch your mouth and check your ego. Gunzu cracked his neck, stepping forward with a superior smirk and a challenging tone. Ranking heroes is pretty much the same everywhere. He gave a wicked grin and suggested, Let's have a little sparring match before the real tournament starts. Just for fun. Official rules. No weapons and no killing. Both sides agree. Well? Gantesu asked, shooting a mocking look at Chu Josi. Run if you are scared. Then, when you lose the real fight, you can just blame it on this D-rank sub. Fabian agreed instantly. Fine, C-rank versus C-rank. Do not chicken out. He stepped up, telling Chu Josi a D-ranker like him could not handle this. Let me handle this, Ganu said. Let's get it started right now. In the makeshift arena area, the crowd began to buzz. Looks like the Hero Alliance and the C-Chart Guild are about to scrap. Fabian stepped up to introduce himself. From the Hero Alliance, Fabian, a level 36 C-rank thief with 16,000 power. Opposite him, Tanu stepped forward for the C-Chart Guild. Tanu, level 36 C-rank warrior, 16,000 power. The two stared each other down until the signal blasted and the match began. Fabian lunged first, leading the attack. He was confident his bare hands were enough to win, but his opponent dodged easily and started talking trash. Total amateur hour. Fabian skidded to a halt, completely shocked. What was with this guy's insane speed? Ganhu raised his leg with a nasty grin. I have dealt with plenty of punks like you. I am not planning on holding back. Too slow. He landed a brutal blow, shattering Fabian's leg. Fabian collapsed, screaming in absolute agony as he clutched his limb. His teammates shouted his name in panic. He lay there, groaning and holding his mangled, injured leg. My leg! The system confirmed a broken bone, meaning he was out. Gantesu sneered. The Hero Alliance losers are all talk and no action. He raised his foot again, aiming to finish Fabian off for good. I do not care about some penalty for breaking the rules. Lo and Seri rushed in, screaming for him to stop immediately, but a shadow moved way faster than either of them. Chu Josi teleported instantly to Fabian's side. He caught Gantesu's attack with a single hand, stopping the strike cold. Gantesu turned pale, trembling as he asked, "Who are you?" Chu Josi stared him down with ice in his voice. "You trying to touch my people?" The crowd finally caught their breath, buzzing about that crazy speed. Chu Josi looked at the staff. "Get him to the infirmary." Now, they jumped to obey. Before being carried off, Fabian managed a weak, worried warning. "You have to be careful, man." Chu Josi stayed cool. He is the one who should worry. He stepped forward. "I will take over the match. Walk away now if you are scared." Gunzu's massive frame loomed over Chu Josi, laughing. "A sub versus a sub? Now that is a show I can get behind." He mocked the idea of a D-ranker acting so tough. Ganu started stomping toward Chu Josi with heavy, powerful strides. A massive, powerful punch flew straight at the kid's face. "Here I come." Lo and Seri could not just watch this dirty move. They charged in together. "He's trying to take us out by crippling our team." Suddenly, a blue streak flashed past Gantesu. Gantesu gasped in shock as Chu Josi dodged the blow with perfect, effortless precision. Seizing the moment, Chu Josi countered with a perfectly aimed kick to the guy's leg. Ganzo hit the dirt hard, howling in pain as his right shin snapped. Not giving him a second to breathe, Chu Josi pinned him down. How does a broken leg feel? Pretty nice, right? He slammed the guy's head into the wall, cracking the concrete wide open with a single brutal hit. His body went limp on the cold floor. The system flashed. Target unconscious, combat ineffective, and disqualified from the tournament. Chu Yosi's victory left the crowd completely stunned and in denial. Wasn't this guy just a weak D-ranker? Ignoring the stares, he calmly dusted off his clothes and said, "Looks like we are even now." He swept a freezing, cold glare across the room. "Anyone else want a piece of this?" "No?" The three standing behind him shivered at that look. The other group turned tail and scrambled away as fast as they could. Black Sword drops a warning. The rookies are shaking, but also totally hyped. That one kick was pure savage. No way, he is just a D rank. Back at the Hero Association base, Cherry is thanking Chu Josi for the backup. She is dying to know his real power. How does a low-rank hero pull that off? He just stays cool. "I am D rank. My buddy is hurt, so I am subbing in." Chu Josi states it clearly. "I am not losing this thing." R whispers, "That kid is on fire." She snaps on a silver comms bracelet. Suddenly, all three of them have matching glowing rings. The system screen pops up with the rules. Time for a quick briefing. Chu Josi asks, "So this round is just to cut half the players?" Cherry explains, "You gotta clear the dungeon and hit 150 points in an hour or you are out. With 120 players, only the top 60 advance. Even hitting the goal might not save you. Hunt everything. There are 2 levels, normal and dark. Normal is 1 point, but dark is 5. Monsters double every 30 seconds. It is a grind." He warns not to get greedy for those dark points. The monsters scale to your specific level. You are level 20, so are they. But dark mobs hit way harder. Tons of rookies have failed. Series adds that even normal is a trap. That doubling effect will drain your stamina and leave you surrounded. It is an endurance test. Chu Josi asks what the world record is. The team looks at him like he is crazy. The record? Some legend hit 1,500 points in dark mode by smashing 300 monsters in 45 minutes. That guy is the association's youngest pride. Siri is literally sweating. Most people would not last 10 minutes. Once they start doubling, it is a total nightmare. They agree that even healers cannot last 5 minutes. Dark monsters are just too OP to handle. Chu Josi smirks. 1,500 points in 45 minutes? Now that sounds like a good time. They face a massive purple arena. Wait, is this a real dungeon and not just VR? Cherry mentions an S-rank hero who leveled this place. Science still cannot explain the weird energy. Chu Yosi's gold ring starts glowing. What is this thing reacting to? The rookies head inside. Siri tells the squad to stick to normal and keep their distance. Do not get cocky when they multiply. Even at level 20, dark monsters are built different. The doubling is lethal. We lost a guy before. R tells Chu Josi to lock in and move. His ring keeps vibrating. What is it picking up? The system prompt flickers in purple light. Pick your poison, normal or dark. Normal is the safe play. Rai says to stay safe. Chu Josi taps the screen with a cold grin. System confirms. Dark mode initiated. My enemies are the shadows anyway. He enters a massive mountain zone. Welcome to the super rookie nightmare. He is stunned by the scale. Level 20. Warrior class, geared up in black camouflage armor, using beast gear and a crescent blade. Skills, lightning and mimic. Combat power, 27,600. Dark dungeon ready. Level 20 monsters in 10 seconds. Remember, anything left alive doubles every 30 seconds. He sees why this is a nightmare. Normal players would be cooked in seconds. Gold lightning sparks and his palms glow blue. But I am built different. Perfect time to test the new kit. Countdown. 5, 3, 1. The first mob crawls out of the gloom. Level 20, Dark Monster. 8,000 power. It drains your mental. Keep back and blast it fast. Chu Josi locks in. Those things are definitely way tougher than the normal mobs. Skill check. Heavenly Thunderstrike. 300-meter range. 10 seconds of pure AoE damage in a 5-meter radius. I can snipe them from the edge and see how they react. God Eye confirms the target is at 283 meters. Perfect sniping ground. Chu Josi preps to launch. He blurs forward like black lightning. 30 seconds in, the monsters double. Chu Josi is hyped. 2 of them? Bring it on. Time to work. Lightning crackles around his sword as he snaps into a wind-earth combo mixed with a thunder strike to clear the area. Thunder echoes through the void as he swings that heavy steel to test his new skill. The mobs are cluelessly searching for the source when heaven-sent lightning suddenly slams down with absolute fury right on them. They shrivel up in pain before they can even spot him. Chu Josi knows he is safe at this range since he is outside their counterattack zone. The system warns only 10 seconds left on that thunder buff. 2 level 20 shadow monsters down. He just bagged 10 points for the kill. Chu Josi does the math, keep his distance, and combine the laws to clear the field in 10 seconds flat. This challenge is a total rush for him. He heads over to the Super Rookie evaluation area to see what is next. The heavy hitters are watching Class A hero judges from every faction, chosen by lottery to keep things fair and spot real potential. Everyone is crowded around the massive data feed. Kenji says the base round is officially live and half the field is about to get cut. Therao thinks it will wrap in 30 minutes. Only 18 out of 100 chose dark mode. Giaco says checking skill is the priority. More dark mode players would be cooler, but Waiho says kids underestimate it. Monsters double every 30 seconds and they get insanely powerful. Lasting 10 minutes is basically a miracle. The elimination process officially kicks off right now as the data starts flowing in. Fuifo watches closely and notes 10 minutes have passed. The losers are already starting to show their true colors. If this keeps up, way more people are going to fail. Ken suddenly jumps up, totally freaking out and making everyone else panic. What is the deal? Someone asks with a suspicious look. Did one of your guys just get kicked out or what? Maybe send them back for more training? Ken just points at the data screen, looking totally shaken. Look at this Chu Josi kid's info. Something is seriously wrong here, or maybe I am just seeing things. The screen shows Chu Josi, a level 20 D-rank hero connected to the Union. This kid actually had the guts to pick dark mode. He is definitely one to watch in this round. Score 98 shadow monsters, 490 points, in 10 minutes. On dark mode, Kenji is still in total shock at these numbers. The whole room erupts in chaos. What did you say? Chu Hai and Ao Hai look at each other in total disbelief. No way. A D-rank hero? Is he cheating or something? Hey, Union representative, you better explain this impossible score right now. Is it some high-tier gear? Seedor starts sweating bullets while double-checking the raw data logs on the screen. The Union judge says she has never even heard of a registered member named Chu Josi before today. She stares at his profile picture, her hands shaking from those insane stats that should be physically impossible for a rookie. He signed up as a reserve member. A D-rank reserve actually picking dark mode and hitting 490 points in 10 minutes? The whole room is buzzing. She records everything, determined to defend her point of view. She claims he must be using top-tier items. The room is still buzzing about Chu Josi and these wild, shocking stats. Everyone finally agrees Tsukio Chu Josi is about to smash the record for the youngest S-rank hero in history. Chu Josi grips his blade tight, standing alone in the dead, cold silence of that dark, empty space. Thunder rolls across the sky, flashing with non-stop lightning. The shadow monsters all look up at the clouds at once. He raises his blade high, letting sparks dance all over the edge of the steel like tiny electric snakes. Then, the bolts finally scream down from the heavens, slamming straight into the ground monsters that are waiting below. A massive energy ball forms as the lightning merges together. Chu Josi wipes the heavy sweat off his chin. He is huffing as the system confirms 12 more level 20 shadow monsters are officially dead and gone. 60 points earned, 98 kills total, 2,490 points, 48 minutes left on the clock. Looking exhausted, he realizes he just cleared wave 3. 32 kills with lightning that was his absolute limit today. After 3 power bursts, he is totally drained. He chugs a recovery potion and feels the energy rushing back into his body, then he puts his sword aside to rest. He puts his sword aside and sits down to take a breather. He just needs to wait for the next spawns. The S-rank record is 300 kills in 45 minutes. Eyes closed, Chu Josi vows to crush that record. 50 minutes in, a mysterious shadow walks out from the gate. Person R steps out looking totally relieved. System says he is a level 36 member of the Hero Union. C-rank warrior with combat power 16,500. Difficulty set to normal mode. Final score, 560 kills, done and dusted in 50 minutes. Remembering Chu Josi's battle, he sighs. Hanging on for 50 minutes and dropping 500 kills is absolutely legendary stuff. He rubs his chin, deep in thought, but still feels pretty confident. Winning this means the Union is going to hook him up with massive rewards. He could even be coached to reach S rank. G looks back at the gate, wondering where the hell Josi and Sari are. They should have been out by now. He scans the crowd, but they are nowhere to be found, making his suspicions grow even stronger. Suddenly, he notices a crowd at the monitor. Confused, he walks over to see why there is a mob before the results are even posted. He spots a familiar face and calls out to her. She turns around, and he greets her with a grin. She just mumbles 30 minutes, 386 points. Lowe comforts her, saying for a frontline priest, that score is solid and she will definitely pass. He brags about hitting 500 points in 50 minutes, then asks where the hell Chuji is. Sari looks stunned and replies, he went for dark mode. Hearing that, Lowe flips out. He specifically warned the guy not to pick that nightmare setting. If Chu Josi gets kicked out, the team is down to 2 people, making them total bait for the next rounds. He asks about his status, and she hesitates before saying he is still fighting. Shocked, he stammers, wait, he is still in there? He looks up where she is pointing on the big screen. There is Chu Josi, sitting comfortably at the top of the leaderboard. The screen reads, Candidate Chu Josi, 11 Hero Union, rank D, level 20, currently running in dark mode difficulty. Current score, 580, 8 shadow monsters, 2,940 points. Status, ongoing after 50, 3 minutes. He turns pale. 588 kills and nearly 3,000 points? Completely unbelievable. Cherry is just as shocked, explaining that Chu Josi just shattered the record for the youngest S-rank hero. Everyone is losing their minds. Did he really crush the record? His voice shakes as he reads the legendary stats. 300 monsters in 45 minutes, 1,500 points. That was the gold standard. Now, some level 20 kid just blew past it. Siri adds that there are 7 minutes left, and everyone is waiting to see how high Chu Josi can push the bar. 7 minutes later, Chu Josi steps out of the portal, looking like he just walked through a sandstorm. The crowd goes dead silent. Seeing him, Dead yells out, Chuji, over here, man! Sari is still reeling, staring at him. She asks if he has seen his score yet. Chuosi just shrugs and says, yeah, obviously. Jess claps his shoulder. He tosses out a mix of praise and trash talk. You're a monster, man. No idea how you pulled that off. But breaking a record with a score like that is some legendary stuff right there. On the big board, his name glows. Chuosi, level 20, rank D, dark mode. Result, 648 monsters slain, 3,240 points. Status, finished in 60 minutes. D cheers at the final tally. 3,240 points is insane. Cherry bets this record will never be touched. Looking at the screen, Chu Josi just sighs, if I had more time, I could have killed more. The judge's voice booms. The preliminary round is officially complete. 75 candidates cut, 45 moving on. The top seed is the record breaker, Zuki Chu Josi from the Hero Union. In dark mode, he cleared 648 monsters for 3,240 points, setting a massive new record. Every single person in the room is staring at him now with pure, unfiltered jealousy. Cherry warns him that he is the pride of the Union now, but he also has a giant target on his back. Chu Josi just walks away, unbothered. He saw this coming and does not care. G leans in and whispers to Sari, asking if he is the secret ace the Union sent. She admits she has no clue. She has never even heard his name before today. Everyone's smartwatches beep at once. Details for the second event are popping up on their screens. Teams must enter a custom dungeon designed for their union. Even if only one person remains, you are still a team. Fail to clear the objective, and your whole squad is out. Over at the Hosimiya Hero Union training grounds, the S-rank powerhouse Kenji is just wrapping up a heavy workout. He breathes deep. A notification pings. Clear time for level 60 shadow monsters is exactly 12 seconds flat. Someone walks in and notes that even level 60 shadow beasts cannot last 12 seconds against an S-rank monster like him. It is Sesso, one of the 4 elders from the Hero Association. He asks if Kenji is hitting up the Super Rookie tournament this year. Kenji cracks his neck, looking bored, saying it is always the same. He will just show up for the trophy ceremony. But what Sesso says next makes him stop cold. His record for the preliminary stage was just demolished. Kenji is not too shocked. Records are made to be broken. With a smirk, he asks for the stats. Sesso says, Dark Mode, 3,240 points in 60 minutes. Kenji's face goes stone cold. He can't believe it. He snaps back. Wait, how many points did you say? Sesso hands him the file, telling him to look for himself. The kid who broke it is officially the talk of the town. Checking the data, Kenji's jaw drops. 3240 points in dark mode. For 60 minutes, dead serious. The record holder is Chu Ji, some ghost from the Hero Association. Kenji's dying to know which S-Class big shot is actually supervising him. SEO drops the bomb. The kid's only a D-rank hero. No S-Class mentor, zero training, just a backup pick nominated by Suzuki from the academy. Kenji's losing his mind. Is this kid a spy? Wouldn't be the first time some mole tried to sneak into the organization. SEO says they already ran a background check. Everything came back clean. Handing back the files, Kenji says to keep eyes on this Chuji. If he's legit, he might be the key to opening that gate. The folder vanishes in Seo's hands. He agrees they can't miss this. He's going to track the kid's every move from now on. He just keeps wrapping his hands. Kenji wants to nominate Chuji for the big awards ceremony. He's wondering who'd actually win this kid or his younger self. The arena is buzzing with hype. The ref announces the guild rounds are officially starting. He signals every team to enter their assigned dungeon sectors right now. No hesitation. The contestants immediately charge straight through the massive gates ahead of them. On the move, Cherry warns them. The new system warps every guild to a random dungeon and drops a quest the second they land. Someone asks, "Wait, shouldn't we grab a good spot before we're warped?" Land in a death trap with a brutal quest, and it's game over. Chuji instantly kicks in his acceleration skill and rockets through the portal. Up in the observation room, the big shots watch the chaos unfold. Kenji mutters, "This is where the rookie tournament actually begins." Looking at the screens, he hopes they're all ready for this hell. The trio pops out in the middle of a dense, shadowy forest. They immediately start scanning the messy, tangled terrain for any threats. He warns them about high-level shadow monsters and says they need to find their bearings fast. A quest screen pops up. They've got 3 hours to snatch 6 dark crystals from elite shadow mobs. Fail the timer, and they're disqualified. Leo explains these rare crystals are for upgrading gear. On the market, they're worth a literal fortune. Sai's sweating it. Rare shadow monsters are hard to track. Finding 6 in this massive forest in 3 hours? Not gonna be easy. Chuji reads the quest details carefully. Suddenly, he signals the other two to shut up and stay low. Just as they're about to speak, Cherry whispers, "My spirit barrier is picking up some major vibrations nearby." Not far away, someone's cheering about a massive score, sounding pretty stoked that all their grinding finally paid off in the end. A group is looting some unconscious guy's bag. They're saying rankings don't matter as long as they make it out alive. Leaving the poor dude in the dirt, they bounce. As they vanish, you can hear them plotting to hunt down even more weak guilds. Chuji watches silently, and Cherry says they need to move now. The trio stays on high alert as they sneak away. He grumbles about rumors that some contestants are just here to gank other players for their loot. Everyone's gear is worth bank, making them targets. He didn't think they'd run into scavengers this early in the game. She's disgusted by that scene, feeling like something is seriously wrong with this tournament. Chuji speaks up, it's designed for them to turn on each other. She looks at him, confused. Designed? Chuji rubs his chin, analyzing. The point isn't the quest, it's surviving the other teams. Cramming every guild into one single dungeon is just a way to force them to eliminate each other. Whatever the real goal is, survival is the name of the game. He's shocked, so it's just a brutal battle for survival? She realizes the quest is just a distraction. Suddenly, Chuji senses danger and warns them that someone else is making a move. Sharp rocks suddenly whistle through the air right at them. Rai pulls his weapon and jumps in front to shield the others. He swings his blade with pinpoint accuracy, slicing the flying rocks mid-air. He yells, "A sneak attack? You guys really call yourselves heroes or what? Come out!" A squad steps forth. Their stats pop up. Level 36 Fire Demon, Level 1700 Mage, Level 37 Venom Fang, Level 37 Black Blade, with 17,500 power. Their leader steps forward, smirking like a total jerk. Chuji just gives a slight smirk. These guys are definitely gunning for us. Black Blade's eyes turn ice cold. We've been hunting the Hero Association since we dropped in. Let's finish this. He demands their record-breaking gear, looking greedy. He's betting a D rank nobody only won because of some rare treasure, and he wants that big payday. Gripping his blade, he barks out a plan. Seo, stay close. Chuji, can you hold one of them off? Watch the thief. He's totally eyeing C. He steps up, declaring the Hero Association doesn't fear anybody. Let's see who's hitting the dirt first. He laughs, calling them naive for thinking it's a fair 3-on-3. More guys emerge from the brush as their stats flicker onto the screen. Level 36 Warrior with 15,000 power. Level 35 Mage hits 15,000. Black Sword flexes, saying his buddies are itching to school the Hero Association. With more allies in the mix, things just got way more dangerous. Cher starts panicking about a head-on fight and wants to bail. Chu Josi just chills, telling them to go find those crystals while she takes care of business. Ri is losing it. Why send them on a mission now? Jerry is freaking out too, since they are facing 5 enemies at once. She steps up, totally unfazed, and tells them to quit wasting time and trust her. She is taking on all 5 solo. R warns her that a 1 versus 5 is straight-up suicide. Being only level 20 means she is just walking into a death trap. Black Sword and his squad close in, saying nobody is walking away. Chu Josi draws her blade, telling her team to just trust her. These goons want a treasure that does not even exist. He is still hesitant. Even with a secret weapon, taking on 5 people at once is completely reckless. She snaps back, sparks flying as she turns around, insisting she does not have any treasure. That confidence gives the enemies a bad vibe. Is she really just a rank D? Cherry thinks for a second before dragging him away, saying they have to trust Chu Josi, even if he really wants to stay and fight. Black Sword sees them bouncing and orders his crew to block them. Chu Josi triggers a skill, dashing in front of them to set up a special defense. Before Evil Sword could even react, she was already standing right there, staring him in the face. She pours all her strength into her arm, and with one swing, she blasts 4 of them back. One guy gets launched because he could not block in time. He hits the dirt in shock. Black Sword turns pale and backs up. One move just wrecked 4 guys and knocked another one completely out of the game. How much power is she actually hiding? Fire Demon's hands are shaking from the impact, totally stunned by that insane speed and raw strength. Black Sword raises his blade, wary, unable to believe she is going solo. Chu Josi just smirks. I gave you guys a chance to leave, but you just had to stay. What a pain. Venom Fang turns pale, asking if they messed up. No way a rank D has this kind of insane pressure. Elsewhere, Cherry and Gas are still booking it, trying to get clear of the area. He says nervously that leaving Chu Josi alone is like throwing her to the wolves. Sherry reminds him she promised she did not use any treasure to smash those records. R asks, so what? She explains that it means her real power is way beyond anything they ever imagined. Sherry keeps going, saying since she is holding the line, they have to finish the job, grab the crystals, and then circle back to help. Back with Chu Josi, Venom Fang is shaking, asking if they should even keep fighting. Black Sword grits his teeth and charges, shouting that she is only one person. He orders the attack, and all 4 rush her. Chu Josi stays cool, her eye changing color. Oh, so you guys want to surround me now? System alert. Divine Eye is now active. It analyzes 4 targets with 16,500 power each. It suggests using an area of effect skill to weaken them first. Chu Josi raises her blade, summoning the power of divine thunder from above. Out of nowhere, the clear sky starts swirling as bolts of lightning begin to flash. Massive bolts of electricity slam down toward the 4 enemies. Black Sword panics when he sees the sheer power of that area attack. Furious, he decides to go for broke, win, or lose. He screams at his crew to surround her. Fire Demon launches a barrage of boulders right at her, using some high-level earth and wind magic. Energy waves suddenly surge under Chu Josi's feet, but with one casual swing of her blade, she completely shatters his entire technique. As he backs away, he realizes his hands are totally frozen solid. Fire Demon is terrified by the freezing chill spreading through the air. One lightning-fast strike brings the whole fight to an end. The system reports that level 36 Fire Demon with 16,500 power is down. Venom Fang screams out in rage. Chu Josi instantly freezes his legs to the ground before he can even react. With one final, decisive swing, the system announces that level 37 Venom Fang is defeated with 17,000 power. Someone tries to sneak up from behind for a backstab, screaming with total killing intent, but she just raises her hand and stops the blade cold. Her arm barely has a scratch because her defense is off the charts. Seeing that tiny scratch, his face goes white. He cannot believe he barely left a mark. She finishes him off with one quick strike. System. Level 36 Bandit with 15,200 power is down. Black Sword finally gets what is happening, shaking too hard to speak. He realizes she is on a whole different level. Chu Josi slowly turns to look at him and calmly says, "It is your turn now." He drops to his knees, begging for mercy while asking about her level and real power. Chu Josi coolly tells him that she is just a rank D hero, level 20. His voice shakes as he asks for her power level. Raising her sword, she just says 27,600. Black Sword's eyes nearly pop out at a rank D with 27,600 power. One slash and he is done. System confirms level 37 Black Sword with 17,500 power is defeated. Chu Josi's blade can even summon a massive bolt of lightning to strike directly from the sky above. The Supernova tournament is being held deep inside a cave in the designated forest area. The whole place has gone bone-chillingly silent. Chu Josi lets out a quiet breath and whispers that it is finally over. She loots the dropped gear, finding some decent stuff like 2 instant recovery bags. There is cash, the black-bladed sword, and the demon fire staff. She tosses the loot into her spatial ring, stoked that she can carry everything. Just as she finishes, she freezes up, sensing that someone else is heading her way. Can't stay up there. No more talk. Chu Josi warps back to Guy and the squad. We're heading deep into the woods. Red and Sari are barely dodging these insane monster swings. Quit Dananeet's health bar is already half empty. She's hanging back, spamming buffs and yelling for everyone to hold the line. Give it everything you've got. Cherry's tracking the HP down to 1/3 and warns about that creepy skeleton. Rhett just ignores her and charges in. He spots that dark crystal on its chest and yells to wrap this up. The beast's defense is way too high. There's a weird glowing gem stuck in Crypto Darken's chest. Chell screams a warning, but the attack hits before she finishes. He can't dodge in time and gets sent flying. Gem's HP just took a massive nosedive to 50%. Jan's fuming, feeling like his insides are in a blender despite the armor. Suddenly, he's back on his feet. She smells trouble and backs off, worried she'll get one-shot as a battle priest. The monster starts charging mana through its palms. Keto Denonic clenches his fists and bolts. Sherry's losing it as she's literally getting sucked toward the beast. That fist is inches from her face. R screams at her to get the shield up. Now! He dives into the line of fire to save her. The hit makes him gasp in pain as his sword shatters. Christo Dagnos winds up for another heavy slam. Both of them are about to take it full force. Lowe shouts that the weapon's busted. Cry wants to bail since they're cooked, but she can't even move her legs. A shadow looms behind them. It's an assassin from the Night Killers, level 35 with power 14,500. These guys are pro killers, using shadow magic to freeze their targets in place so they can't escape. They lock you down and slowly bleed you dry. Once they've picked their target, you're pretty much walking dead. They're total nightmares. Blood-Eye smirks, impressed that these two actually weakened the boss his whole squad couldn't even touch. He mocks the Night Killers and calls them out. Blood-Eye tells his goons that the wait was totally worth it. He orders the hit and the henchmen get hyped. They start casting the Shadow Prison to end it right now. Shadowy chains wrap around the target. He brags that this finally gave them time to finish the move. Blood Shadow and Bloodblade charge in. The guy dodges, complaining about some weird energy that's giving him the creeps. He slams into Crystal Dang, yelling to finish this since the monster's health is almost at 0. A glowing energy ball forms over the monster's head. Bloodblade barely jumps out of the way in time. They're shaking, realizing they'd be total toast without those shadow chains. Blood-Eye loses his cool and tells them to stop stalling. Struggling to stand, he says, "You're after that dark crystal too, huh? Our squad's job is to bag those crystals." Blood-Eye laughs, saying the monster will finish them off before he does. He throws out some creepy trash talk about the girl, hinting he'll mess with her before the end. Blood-Eye reminds them that resistance is useless once you're caught in his little trap. Suddenly, lightning cracks across the sky. Bloodblade looks up all grumpy, wondering if a storm's rolling in. Before he finishes, the bolt slams down. Seeing the boss get totally wrecked, the goons scream that things are going sideways. Blood-Eye's eyes are bulging. He's standing there like a deer in headlights, totally clueless. From the shadows, Chu Josi's sword flies in and skewers Bloodblade's chest. The guy is absolutely stunned. Realizing it's an ambush, the guy freezes. Chu Josi's already behind him, signaling him to keep his mouth shut. Chu Josi lands a brutal punch on Blood Shadow, putting his entire weight into a fist that's hard as steel. The dude can't handle it and drops instantly. After wrecking those two, Chu Josi gives Blood-Eye the death stare. He flinches, voice shaking with fear. "Wait, are you that record breaker, Tsukishiro Chu Josi?" Blood-Eye's sweating bullets and tries to act tough. "Don't move, or your friends are gonna pay for it." Chu Josi just summons his warhammer and says, "That's the biggest mistake you've ever made." He looks down like he's trash. Now let's see who's faster. Lightning sparks are still dancing across the ground where the bolt hit. Chu Josi pulls up the info screen to check out the stats. Level 20 warrior wearing black armor, fox disguise, moonblade, and thunder skills. Power score is 27,600. Gripping his hammer with insane energy, Blood-Eye gasps. "What is this? He can't believe the power he's seeing." Grace freezes up, realizing this kid's fighting spirit is way beyond anything they've ever seen. The system says, enemy reaction time 0.3 seconds. Current distance is exactly 9 meters. A standard attack leaves the throat exposed for 0.8 seconds. The strategy is to use max power in the middle finger to drop the target the second an opening appears. Chuosi sizes up the situation seriously. Basic attacks just are not going to cut it here. If my analysis is right, I need to take this clown down now to keep the car safe. He focuses his energy and realizes a smaller hammer would launch way easier. In a flash, Chuosi shrinks the massive weapon down to a more manageable size. Once it feels right, he stops. The hammer is now way more compact and ready for action. Chuosi scratches his head, wondering if this weapon resizing trick is a cool new perk from the latest system upgrade. Blood-Eye loses it and screams, "I told you to back off. You are gonna pay for that." Chuosi stays silent, drops the hammer, and puts everything into his middle finger. With one sharp flick, that hammer rockets forward at a speed that is honestly terrifying. The Boqian hammer streaks across the air like a bullet toward the target. Watching this, Blood-Eye just stands there with his jaw dropped. The impact is insane, blasting Blood-Eye backward and sending his body flying through the air. He smashes through a row of massive trees before finally going down. System alert. Level 35 Night Assassin Levon defeated. Power 14,500. Sherry is stunned to see the enemy wiped out in one shot. Ree can only gasp that power and skill level is light years ahead of us. The hammer automatically flies back into Chudio's hand. Chuosi casually rubs his wrist after landing that heavy hitter. The system continues to update. Warrior level 21, gear, black armor, fox, beast, man disguise, weapon, moon sandblade, skills, thunder and zero power, copy, combat power, 290. He looks at the two below with a straight face and asks, "You guys okay?" Both of them are still reeling from the chaos. Finally, Ven speaks up in total disbelief. "You already took out all those other guys by yourself?" Chu Josi doesn't play games. He pulls out the loot and says, "Yeah, I grabbed their gear since G's weapon broke. It's just easier." Sherry asks, "How strong are you really?" He stays humble and hands over 2 pills. "I'm only level 21. Take these to heal up. I have got a plan." Sari takes the medicine, still unable to wrap her head around him being only level 21 after all that. Chuosi walks over to Sato Dagnus and says, "Between us and those assassins, we have got 3 dark crystals now." Then he looks up. "We need 3 more crystals to wrap this mission up." He adds in a low voice, "Less than 2 hours left. We have to move fast." The screen countdown shows 1:48. She hesitates. "If we just hunt shadow monsters normally, we won't make it. It takes way too long, and we will just get jumped again." Chuosi nods. Agreed. He gets serious. "Following the usual path is too risky now. We need to switch things up and change the plan." Lo stands up. "You are the boss now. Whatever you have got in mind, I am all in." Chu Josi sits down to check the loot. "We can use these assassin cloaks to our advantage." He rips a piece of cloth from a cloak, finds a good scrap, and uses it to mask his face. Chuosi radiates a fierce energy. "It's time to turn the tables. We are the hunters now." The trio moves out fast to start the hunt. Chuosi lays out phase 1, find a 3-person squad. We have the numbers, and those groups are way more likely to be carrying dark crystals. But look, the goal isn't to kill. We just grab the crystals and knock them out so they fail once the clock hits 0. Lo asks, "So, what's the play exactly?" Chuosi turns to Sari. "Can you use sealing magic?" She answers instantly, "Yeah, I can use a forbidden spell to lock down enemy mages and stop their casting for 6 seconds. Chuosi looks pleased. "That is plenty. In the next fight, if they have a mage, lock them down immediately. Pin one down with your warrior skills. I will drop the other guy and then help you finish." They both nod. "Understood." Chuosi narrows his eyes and declares, "All right, let's go hunting." Elsewhere in the woods, laughter rings out. "Those guys were tough, but we got it done." A group of 3 chats while catching their breath after a brutal battle. "That was my first ambush. Let's rest a bit before moving on." These high-level energy pills mean they were loaded. "Once we get out, we're rich." Suddenly, Chuosi drops in from above. On his signal, Cherry and Game appear right beside him. All 3 dive from the branches to strike. Cherry draws her staff and moves in. He gestures to stay quiet. Hantian pales as he sees them. His body feels completely frozen while his 2 buddies start freaking out. "What's going on?" Chu Josi barks out, "Do it now." They react without a second of hesitation. "On it!" Before the enemy can even blink, Chuosi lunges forward and drops one. One-handed, Chuosi finishes him. Seeing the opening, Leo follows up with a heavy elbow strike. The dark figure is shocked. "Yo, who the hell are you guys? Fight fair." Lo charges, slamming his sword hard against the guy's weapon. Out of nowhere, Chu Josi pops up behind him, giving the guy a total heart attack. One final blow and he is completely floored. Hantian's jaw drops seeing his bros get wrecked in under 10 seconds. He knows his only move now is to bolt. He barely takes 2 steps before Sherry calls him out. "What, you're just gonna ditch your squad and run?" Hantian struggles, but it is totally useless. "What is wrong with my legs? What kind of crazy glitch is this?" When he sees Chu Josi standing right there, he finally realizes he got shut down scary fast. Total pro move. Without a second of hesitation, he drills a punch into Hantian's gut until he collapses. Time to check for the loot. The 3 of them immediately fan out to search the bodies. He is hyped after picking up a stone. "Nice, 1 down, 2 to go." Chu J asks, Yo, how much time do we have left? Sherry checks the screen. 82 minutes on the clock. Lo thinks for a second. Finding and wrecking the right squads is taking way too long. Just tracking these clowns took almost 30 minutes. But Chu Josi stays chill. Just keep going. Toward the end, finding high-value targets gets way easier. Everyone else is just confused. He explains while they move. All the weak squads have already been kicked out. The ones left definitely have the good loot. 20 minutes later, Group 2 gets crushed. 60 minutes left, and somebody is already complaining about it. Crap! They have got nothing. 35 minutes pass, and the third group goes down. 45 minutes left on the clock. C yells, totally hyped. Found it! Only one more left to go. 45 minutes later, the fourth group gets smoked. 35 minutes left. They fan out to sweep the area, but get zero loot. Time to find the next group. An hour passes and Group 5 is done. Only 20 minutes left. Chu Josi signals his team to start the search. Day's eyes are shut tight as he prays under his breath. Please, just one stone. I am totally wiped. Chai lets out a tired sigh. I know, we chose this path, but the pressure is insane. Some groups even countered our stealth and fought us head-on. Probably the Viper Guild. After finishing the search, Chu Josi turns around. No matter how solid the plan is, there is always a wild card. Glad we made it. This guy is empty. How about you two? He pulls off his mask to catch his breath. Nothing here either. Under 20 minutes left. Suddenly, she freezes, feeling something hard in her hand. Cherry cheers and holds the stone high in the air. Got it, the final piece, Chu Josi beams. Epic luck, great job, Sherry. Because of you, we finally have the full set. The system pings immediately. All 6 dark crystals have been successfully collected. Quest complete. You can bail out now or wait for the timer. Vi starts jumping around like crazy. We actually did it. Let's get out of here and crash. I seriously need sleep before the next round starts. But the party stops when a strange object suddenly zips past his arm. Sherry spins around, shouting in a panic. Right then, a silent strike comes flying straight for her too. Chu Josi yanks Sherry out of the way just in time. He turns and asks, Rice, you good? Rice just grits his teeth. His eyes go red with rage. My arm, damn it. He roars into the shadows. Whoever you are, show your face right now. A figure steps out slowly. So, you are the squad that has been wrecking everyone? Sherry's heart sinks when the system alert for the dark crystals suddenly pops up. 1 dark crystal has been stolen. Current count is 5 out of 6. The mission is now incomplete. CD shows up with 2 lackeys, acting all high and mighty. Seeing the Dragon Rage squad play hero is just hilarious. So you're the famous black rank adventurer, Suki Siro Chu? Looks like the chairman is keeping a very close eye on you. One look and she knows it is CD from Dragon Rage. He is dangerous. Definitely not your average C-rank adventurer. Chu Josi frowns. Wait, so you are saying he is not just some normal C-rank? Saria quickly explains. He is actually a second awakener. Second awakeners are people who re-trigger their powers after already becoming adventurers. They are basically super-powered elites that every major organization fights to recruit and train up. CD raises his sword, ready to fight. I am here on orders to test your strength. Usually I would not waste time on this boring tournament, but I am curious why the boss likes you so much. The team stays on high alert as CD readies his first attack. Chu Yosi's face goes ice cold as he barks out an order. Cherry, heal, gay, right now, she nods immediately. Suddenly, the system glitches. It cannot pull any new info because the enemy is using a high-level anti-recon item. He silently builds up his power, thinking hard to himself. Anti-recon? I've only seen those in the catalogs. They are crazy expensive. Can it really block my divine eye too? This guy is definitely on another level compared to the others. Clutching his injured arm, he rasps out, Chu, we need to bail. Second awakeners are so cracked, they almost never show up at tournaments like this. Sweat pours down Guy's pale face. Even in the Adventurer Guild, only a few young guys go through a second awakening. Usually, they are off on secret missions or getting trained by S-rank legends. It is pretty much the code everyone follows. Is Dragon's Rage seriously trying to strong-arm him? Cherry whispers, look, we can't touch him. Sure, anyone can enter, but when you are talking same-level power, a second awakening is totally next level. Most S-rankers are in this club, which is why they get elite training everywhere. Chu Josi keeps his cool, not showing a single nerve. That is news to me. Second awakenings are mostly S-rankers? Is he really that big of a deal? He smirks and says, enough. Hearing the whispers, I am shocked by your first event score while you were chilling. CD's body suddenly shifts, hand reaching for his blade. I do not care if I fight 3 at once. My crew won't step in, so what is it going to be? Josie's eyes turn icy. Since when are we on their radar? I know they are a top-tier power, but is their boss losing his mind? He snaps, his face going totally dark. You have no clue who our boss is, the dragon tamer. CD grips his hilt and slowly draws the steel. Suddenly, he puts everything into a wind blast aimed straight at Chu Josi. Josi blocks it like a pro. CD grins, nice reflexes. The other two just stand there, stunned. A simple draw and it packs that much punch? That move is exactly how my arm got messed up. This guy is for real. Josi, do not be a hero. He waves them off. Back up, he wants me. I am not dragging you into this mess. He turns to his goons. Do you guys hear me? No interference. They bark back. Yes, Captain CD. CD rolls his wrist and lets out a cold laugh. This ends in 15 minutes. Before the words even land, he vanishes. Game on then. The sword lunges straight for Chu Josi. Josi swings his blade to parry. CD's face goes full beast mode. Fast reaction. I like your style. Josi counters at high speed. His heavenly eye lets him read every single move. Josi's blade comes down hard, meeting CD's whirlwind head-on. Time to see what you are actually made of. That whirlwind morphs into a nasty snakehead, and the shockwave literally rips the ground open. The system pings. Use the eye, block, and strike his hand to force a disarm. Josi slides back a half step and tightens his grip on the hilt. Josi's blade stops CD's cold. If he does not let go, I am taking the whole hand. CD's hand shakes until he finally loses his grip. The sword goes flying across the room, but CD grabs it back instantly and lunges. The blade cuts through the air, slicing Josi's arm open. The other two freeze, screaming his name. Josi just squints, staying totally locked in. He is too fast to track. I have to cover Josi. This cannot go on. Hanabu and Gear suddenly appear. You guys trying to get killed? Knock off the reckless behavior right now. They warn them. I am just here to record, not to help. That is the boss's top order. Their faces go pale when they look back. When did they get so close? I did not feel a thing. Is their power really that far above ours? He looks down at the bleeding cut. That was a brutal hit. If I was not this tough, my bones would be powdered. CD stares at Josi like a total psycho. One slip up and it is over. Josi's eyes glow, scanning for a weakness. The enemy is prepping a finisher. Time to break his flow. CD thrusts forward, moving fast as a ghost. Josi throws his hand up, instantly creating a glowing shield right in front of him. The impact rocks the earth, sending debris everywhere. They cannot believe he is actually hanging with Captain CD for this long. This was not in the files. Did he have a second awakening too? The clash kicks up a massive dust cloud. Weapons locked, they stare each other down in total silence. 1 minute left in round 2. He pulls his sword back with a cold smirk. Never thought a D ranker could actually keep up with me. But time is up. So let's call it. Josi sheathes his steel, looking chill as ever. You really think so? Look, I have the purple crystal. I win. System alert. 6 dark crystals found. Mission accomplished. You can head out or wait for the clock. CD's jaw hits the floor. When did he grab that? He swiped it while we were mid-fight? The crowd outside is losing their minds. This is absolutely wild. Chu Josi turns to leave, tossing back a final line. Our goal is crystals, not fighting with you. He radiates a cold vibe. If you want a real fight, catch me in the next match, he reports back. The guy on the other end nods while staring at the screen. I saw. Tell CD to return. Resources don't matter. System info. President Sanda of Rage Dragon. S-rank adventurer. Wind power. He snaps back on the phone. I'm not leaving. The solo round starts very soon. The boss cuts him off. Get back here. You aren't in his league. CD fumes. I haven't even used my final form. You know that can take on a high shadow. Sanda is cold. Even at your strongest, you won't beat a high shadow. He pauses, his voice dropping. Fine, boss. I'll do it your way. Seeing the rage, Kenji asks, Chief, are we coming back? CD glares, eyes full of hate. Mention that again and I'll end you. Understand? First time the boss said I'd lose. Next match, I'm going all out. Sanda calls Dan. Dan, time to meet Chu Josi. The man jumps up and smiles. Let's see him. System info. President Dan of Ultimate Glory. Top tier guild. S rank. Power level unknown. He puffs on his smoke. Forgot you knew that. The Alliance sent him to Mount Hit. We gotta move now. He looks up. The Alliance doesn't even know his real strength. I haven't seen it myself, Sanda says. But he can definitely open the Mount Hit gate. Chu Josi and his team step through the gate. 45 started, but only 12 remain. Others quit or broke, still not relieved. Josi scans the room and counts his team. 3 full teams, 1 duo, and 1 guy going solo. Someone soloing? Savage. We only hit the minimum crystals, so we're ranked dead last. L is shocked. Wait, who's the solo player? Screen says Shinkai of the Skull Knights. They got 18 crystals. He is top tier. Skull Knights are terrifying. Never heard of him. Is he a second awakener? She gasps. That guild is mysterious. No one even knows the leader's gender. Josi mutters, Shinkai. Big guilds don't usually enter these. Resources are pocket change. He's special. The speakers boom. Stage 2 cleared. Solo rounds begin shortly. Pick a fighter. It's solo time. Leo laughs. Finally, let's go. The finals are solo. I'm going to fight until the very end. But his face falls. They just tasted death. That confidence is long gone. Josi crosses his arms. You two back out. I'll represent the alliance alone. They yell back. Just you? No way. We aren't leaving you behind again. He looks them in the eye. Stay and you'll die for nothing. She bites her lip. Don't you care about living? What if the opponent is CD? Aura flares around Josi. Relax, I've got this. They're left totally stunned. Finally, he sighs. Fine, we trust you. They walk out and bow. We're just dead weight. Go win this thing. Josi waves. You guys did great. He walks in and senses someone behind him. A man mutters. Takes guts to solo this. System ID. Kenji. S. Rank Alliance Adventurer. High-level combat stats. Josi spins around. When'd you get here? Kenji kicks his feet up. Chu Josi. Suzuki's hand-picked starter. Carrying that whole burden alone? Respect. Josi's on guard. Who are you? Are you with the Alliance? Kenji just smiles. Second Awakener? Josi asks. Doesn't the Alliance have instructors? Kenji shrugs. Just here for the ceremony. Wanted to meet you. This guy's weird. Better keep my distance. I need some rest now. Kenji leans in. Interested in the Mount Hit Forbidden Zone? Josi freezes. A forbidden zone? Suzuki never breathed a word about it. Kenji says even upper management stays in the dark. Still time before the next match. Let's go confirm something. Chu Josi sets his glass down. Explain yourself. He gets dead serious. I want to see if you can open the door created by that mysterious adventurer. Suddenly, the kid's ring starts glowing like crazy. Chu Josi stares at it, feeling totally sketched out. This happened before. Is this ring actually synced up with that mysterious door, or what? Playing it cool, he asks why him. Plenty of S-rankers around. Kenji just gives a smug smirk. Ken explains that every heavy hitter tried and failed. The door did not even flinch for them. You need a real connection, not just raw power. He shoots the kid a look that says everything. Give it a shot. I can get us in with my clearance. Chu Josi clenches his fist, wanting answers. He makes the call. I am in. They head straight into the cave in the Forbidden Zone. Those shadow fights are just the surface. There are places only the top dogs can ever reach. At the gate, they talk. This isn't a normal battlefield. Without S-rank heat, you can't even approach. The kid asks why. Ken just smiles. Truth has a heavy price. Most hunters crack. Legends are legends because they saw what's behind the door. Compared to this place, standard dungeon raids are basically child's play for a rookie. The real battlefield is pure chaos filled with disasters and the very origin of the shadows.